bringing a whole new attitude to your afternoons. It's Kenny and JT.
I think that's
Rosie, hold that thought. On cue, as I'm doing an interview outside the Indians training facility.
Do you not like our interview?
Waste Management drives by every time I do an interview out here in Goodyear, Arizona. It's like clockwork. So thank you guys for stopping by again. Okay, Rosie.
You know what happened?
They looked at us and they said, we got to take out the trash.
That was not a coincidence. But what were we talking about?
It's Kenny and JT. Check it out weekdays between 3 and 7 on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
On air and on demand. It's the Gary Rivers Show on WHBC.
Well, hey, good morning, everybody. It's 11:05 on News Talk 1480 WHBC. I've got a guest in studio. It's always a pleasure to have Reverend Moss in the studio. Good morning.
Hey, Gary, good morning. It's good to be here.
Nice. And it's good to know that, see, you'll never forget who you work for. You've got that CIRV
That's right.
on your shirt.
That's
if you're
right.
watching us on Facebook Live this morning, you know that Reverend Moss is here. And I got a press release from Stark County Prosecuting Attorney John Ferrero. And it was a really nice press release that said, hey, we're having a big event. For any information, talk to Reverend Moss.
Well, it's a community event. This was rescheduled it was in January and February. We had a lot of snow that week, I remember. Weather. And so we did one in Alliance. We did that one, but the Canton one we had to cancel. And so this is kind of our makeup. And what it really is, Gary, is that we want to give our citizens here in Stark County the opportunity to come and share some of their ideas and tips about ways that we can make our community safer. Mm-hmm. You know, and what I find, a lot of people in Stark County have a lot of good ideas, but they never get a chance to share them. Mm-hmm. We also will write down these ideas and we'll take them back and we'll look at them. And it's a possibility maybe we can get some ideas that can really become fruitful and help all of us in our community, make our community, all of Stark County, a safer community.
All right, so maybe let's drop back for just a few moments and tell everybody what CIRV
Community Initiative Reduce Violence Project. We target gun violence and gang violence, but since we've been doing this going on 4 years now, we've targeted all violence, adult and youth.
Got it. And your mission is obviously to reduce it in some way, shape, or form. Well, what target areas are there, if you will, to reduce the violence?
Number one, we do look at, when we talk about gun violence, we look at the shootings, we look at the number of homicides, and when we have, like we did last year, we had the 16 homicides in Canton. Then what we do what we call a call-in. We bring in individuals in the court, and we have a community talk to them. We look at that as one way of helping to take a message back to the community, to those who are acting out, if you would, to tell them that, you know, law enforcement is going to now look at you and your group and your area a little bit closer.
Got it. So 16 deaths by gun violence.
Well, they weren't all. There was one blunt trauma force.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're looking, when we look at the number of violence, and then, you know, 3 of those were the suicide. The guy that shot himself, he had killed 3 people.
Yeah.
So anyway, we look at that, and we look at what's going on, and it drives when we need to do either adult call-in or a juvenile call-in.
What is a call-in?
A call-in is when, again, we bring in individuals adults
who have been arrested,
who are on probation, and it's part of their probation to come into court. And you've had the opportunity to come in and sit in one, to just do a community talk to them, tell them, you know, we're tired of the violence. We're not saying that you're a guilty party, but we know from your past that it's possibility you may know some of the other folk, and we want you to take this message back that please don't shoot. We don't want you to shoot. We don't want anybody to shoot somebody.
And, of course, every circumstance is different, but
Correct.
Many times it's due to maybe drug deals gone bad, and I'm going to throw some things out, and you would know. But, you know, in a robbery, these are folks who are not working, many of them.
Right.
And again, I make generalizations that I don't want to, but as part of the general population, we worry about that. How do we get them to stop that life of criminal enterprise and get jobs? Is that part of what you deal with every day?
We definitely do. We refer people. We refer anybody. young people, old people, anybody looking for a job. And even if you got a record, companies still hire people. Even if you got a felony, you can still get a job. You just have to make some effort. And, of course, you got to pass the drug test.
Well, and that's the whole other aspect of it as well, right? I mean, people get into the drugs, and then they feel they probably can't get a job.
Right.
And then that drug use fuels the illegal entities and activities.
That's right. And so what we're saying is, as CIRV, we've got to continue to have these community discussions about what's going on in our community, even though it may be kind of quiet right now. But we know that there are people looming, especially at nighttime. And we got to, as the public, we got to keep on alert.
Yeah.
We got to be watchful. We got to be able to write down license plate numbers, color cars, people that you see, so that we are ready when we need to give some information to our law enforcement.
How much of your efforts at CIRV is in the schools?
Oh, man, it's been a lot this year. This last year, 2017, I spent a lot of time in Canton City schools.
And is that hopefully to stop that cycle from even beginning?
Yes.
You know, you're becoming you're in middle school, you get to 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th. There's those possibilities of getting in with wrong elements.
That's right. So definitely we go and talk with second graders, fourth graders.
Really?
Yes. I was in Alliance last week talking to 6th, 7th, 8th grade boys about doing the right thing. And, you know, Gary, when I ask these young boys in all levels, what do you want to be? They all want to be a professional athlete.
Right, yes, right.
And I try to tell them, well, you know when it starts? It starts right now.
Right.
You got to graduate from school.
Yeah, I'm going to be the starting quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Right.
Why? Well, you know, I mean, that's good that youth have those visions.
Yes.
But at the same token, that's a great thing. But they also, and I guess that's why the athletes that we hear of at Ohio State and others, they spend a great deal of time when they speak saying, yeah, but the most important thing is to get my degree.
That's right. And I'm a former athlete, and that's what I tell them. I said, man, that degree.
So when did you quarterback the Buckeyes?
Well, I was an offensive lineman at Ohio University.
Nice.
Yes. And I tell you, that degree, being able to go to the register and give them my Social Security number and get back a paper that says paid in full, that was an awesome feeling, man.
Well, I'll bet, yeah. And that's what has to be put into these kids.
Correct.
To understand that it takes effort to get things.
Yes.
Do you think sometimes kids today, and boy, I hate to say that, I'm starting to sound like that old crank again, John. Kids today, they don't understand that term effort.
Right.
It's like so many things seem to be given to them, or they expect it, and then there's, what do you mean there's hard work that goes with that?
And that's what I tell them, that there is nothing free, that you have to work for what you get. And I tell them your work starts right now by being respectful to your teachers, your parents, respectful to each other, and respectful in our meetings. And Gary, we need to let people know we're going to be meeting Wednesday at the North Branch Library on 25th Street from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
Okay, so from 6 to 7:30, so you got an hour and a half.
Right.
That you're inviting the general public who live in Stark County, or specifically maybe Canton, I suppose.
Well, this is Stark County. The project is for Stark County. Anybody that's hearing this and you live in Alliance, Massa, if you want to come, you're welcome to come.
Yeah, and now have you in the past at any of these events gotten suggestions that have been implemented?
I can't say that we have. We've gotten some suggestions, and we usually have to pass them on to the police or to the mayors, and that's kind of.
I mean, I often wondered how that suggestion for the listening device that hears, that's planted around
shot
the city.
spotter.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's an amazing because they can pinpoint where it's from almost immediately.
Yes.
And that seems to me somebody had that idea somewhere.
Yes. So we're at 189 25th Street Northwest here in Canton from 6 to 7:30. Come and share your ideas. And, everybody, a lot of people want to complain, but we want this to be an opportunity where people actually have an opportunity to share some thoughts.
No, the complaining is my job. That's why I'm here talking with Reverend Moss this morning. I get to ask him those questions. All right, we're going to take a brief break. I'll be right back on News Talk 1480 WHPC.
Rock and roll band of the 70s. They changed the face of music forever, and their music is timeless. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin. Join us Thursday, April the 5th at Umstock Performing Arts Hall as the music of Led Zeppelin is performed by the Canton Symphony Orchestra, along with audience favorites, genes, and classics. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $20 by calling 330-452-2094 or by logging on to cantonsymphony.org. And start the night off right with a whole lot of love pre-party with food, adult beverages, and a DJ. The music of Led Zeppelin. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your big, bulky CPAP device with you whenever you leave home? Yeah, well, I was too. That's why I'm so glad I called to try the Transcend Mini CPAP for 10 nights. I can't imagine living without it now. My Transcend is about as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. That's less hassle to carry than my shaving kit. Plus, I was able to add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. But hey, that's not all. Transcend is FAA compliant too, which means I can finally sleep comfortably while flying. Heck, I can sleep comfortably anywhere now. So if that all sounds good to you, call now to give Transcend a try. You'll be glad you did.
Now you can try Transcend and sleep comfortably for 10 restful nights with a money-back guarantee. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-400-2199. Again, that's 1-800-400-2199. 1-800-400-2199.
If you change nothing about what you're doing right now, what do you think the chances are of you having a successful retirement? I'm Andy Smith, certified financial planner with Financial Engines. Let's say you don't change your 401k. You don't change your Social Security strategy. You never figure out how much you're going to have to pay for health care. Do you think you'll have enough money to last you through retirement? As America's largest independent investment advisor, according to Investment News, Financial Engines offers help to more than 9 million people. We provide objective, personal, comprehensive planning advice that you need to make informed financial decisions now, up to, and through retirement. Get to financialengines.com and we'll connect you with a professional financial advisor in your area who'll help create a financial plan that'll tell you what you should be doing right now to help increase your chances of having a successful retirement.
This is John Hubbard with Financial Engines in the Cleveland-Akron area. Let's talk about the financial goals that are important to you, and together we'll develop a plan to help make them happen. Call me at 440-934-9933 or visit financialengines.com.
What do attorneys, farmers, physicians, restaurateurs, and truck drivers all have in common? If you said they belong to associations, you'd be correct. No matter your industry or your job, chances are an association exists that supports your interests and is dedicated to furthering your field. In fact, every day in every community in Ohio, the impact associations play is witnessed and felt. The Ohio Society of Association Executives and our members make Ohio a better place to live, work, and play. We exist to help strengthen your voice and to ensure your concerns are a priority on local, county, and state levels. Not only do they fulfill countless services and functions that would otherwise tax every level of government, associations enrich lives and create competitive workforces, all while preparing society for the future by driving innovation and advancement. For more information on associations and to learn how they impact Ohioans every day, please visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
If your to-do list is long, but you're short on time, get the amazing Tackle app. For house cleaning, yard work, hanging TVs, washing windows, or hauling off junk, Tackle can save the day. The concept is simple. Tackle connects you with background check providers who can help with simple chores. The Tackle app has hundreds of pre-priced chores. If you have a unique chore, there's a cool custom job feature. Download the Tackle app today and get $50 off your first job. That's TAKL. Get your to-do list done with Tackle.
If you're a small business, first impressions can make all the difference. With Grasshopper, you get all the features of a professional business phone system on your mobile phone. Choose a business phone number, make calls and send texts, making it easy for you and your customers to stay connected. Even get voicemails transcribed. Set up your account in minutes with no long-term contracts and 24/7 customer support. Make your small business big. Now get $20 off your plan when you visit grasshopper.com/radio. That's grasshopper.com/radio.
Now back to Gary Rivers on WHBC.
Don't hand it off back to me. I want Walter Ross to run the rest of the show this morning. It's 20 minutes after 11 o'clock on News Talk 1480 WHBC. So your mission, if you will, is to get the word out of stopping violence. Really, in Stark County.
Right.
Are there contemporaries of yours across the state?
Yes.
Are there others?
Yes.
Is this like your Stark County, but then do most counties in Ohio have it?
Well, it's some similar. It could be called a ceasefire, but CIRV is a formal project. Dayton has it, Youngstown has it, Cincinnati has it, and Toledo has it.
Yeah.
But it's all been a work in progress.
Well, yeah, we were talking off air that really there's not a real way of measuring the impact you have.
Right.
The only thing you can do is get the message out to stop gun violence, talk to kids, and then talk to adults. And many times, is that frustrating for you?
Well, it is at times, but then I, feel like somebody has to do it. And I've been the one that's been blessed to have this do it. I'm so thankful for, Prosecutor John Ferrero and the prosecutor office, Stark County Prosecutor Office having the project. But I believe it gives people an opportunity before they get into trouble to be prosecuted. And I think it's an awesome, it's just an awesome piece that we have here in Stark County. And, somebody has to beat the drum of nonviolence.
Right.
And I get to do that. And so I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity.
So your efforts are talking to the community.
Yes.
But is it many times after the fact? You end up, I know, talking to a lot of families who have been through tragedy.
Right. Yeah. And that's the frustrating part is sometimes, Gary, people don't listen until something happens.
Right.
And then you get an audience.
Well, isn't that human nature, unfortunately?
Yes.
We never learn these things till after tragedy strikes. And then we have to look back and reflect and go, what could we have done that would have been better?
Right. And that's why I go to a lot of community meetings. I talk to people. Let's work now on the preventive end. Let's be a positive voice for our youth, a positive voice for the adults who are struggling, and let's just be there for them.
Now, of course, you're going out to the public to get some ideas.
Yes.
But what ideas do you share with them? I mean, do you try to get folks lined up to help volunteer in the schools?
Yeah, we need volunteers. We need mentors at different programs we work with. Our friend, Kelly Williams.
Well, that guy came out of nowhere.
Right.
He's just, So there's a good example of a young man who came into town, and I don't know all of his background, but I do know that he sees a need and he sees hurting, and he's trying to make a difference.
Yes, and we had the opportunity to work with him in several different projects. He's just been tremendous, and that's what we need, people to come alongside. I work with the Urban League. It's just different people, different groups who really you got to have a heart to want to do this. And
we're all so busy doing our own little thing,
right?
But having the time to volunteer, let's say just to mentoring. I saw a great program that I think came out of River Tree Church, where they are going into area schools, and doing. I don't want to say it's not one-on-one mentoring, but maybe 4 or 5 or 6 in a group.
That's awesome.
And sitting down and talking to kids, because I don't know if you found this, but I assume you have, that I think kids just want to be heard.
Well, that's the group. I'm working with a couple groups, and 6 to 8 boys. And you know what? I'm having a fun time with them. They listen to what I say, and they do want our attention. And so I'm being rewarded and fulfilled by having the opportunity to work with these young boys.
And then you don't know where that leads. So when you're working with them, what happens in those meetings? That if somebody might say, "Hey, I could volunteer and maybe mentor."
Oh yeah, we have so many different groups we work with, and if they need mentors, we will refer them to those agencies that need some help. Definitely.
Okay. Well, then maybe that might be the point of the next couple of minutes here. Is say, so how would someone who says and are you looking for different skill sets? Are you looking for former teachers? Are you looking for business
It could be
leaders?
anybody, man. They just want to give some of their time back, and or pay it forward to help somebody. We just need people who have been somewhat, let's say, successful, and everybody can measure their own success, but who can say, hey, I've done this, I got my degree, and I want to help you.
And I may have overcome some of those.
Right, and I want to help you get to where I have already been.
And to do that, would they reach out to you?
Oh, I can reach out to me. I can connect you. We're just a part of the wheel. We're just one of the spokes in the wheel that points to everybody working together. And that's what I love about CIRV Project is a collaboration with other organizations.
Got it. So if they want to reach out to you, how do they?
You can call me at 330-309-2900, 330-309-2900, or text me, and we can get that together right away.
Well, that would be really nice. Wouldn't that be great if you ended up with more volunteers than possible?
Yes.
Because I think that's what some of these kids need.
They do.
You know, I used to love those programs like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and I don't know if that's still...
It's still in existence. I spoke there recently, yes.
And that always, to me, was a great mentoring program.
And I was a big brother for a time. Yes. So I want people don't forget, we're going to meet this coming Wednesday, March the 7th, 6 to 7:30 at the North Branch Library, 189 25th Street Northwest here in the city of Canton.
All right, so make sure to get out there to do that.
Bring your ideas, bring your points to us.
Food? Is there food?
No.
Oh. No, but that's okay. But it's important to do that. So it's just going to be an open forum.
Yes.
Folks can voice their frustrations.
Well, but still, please bring some positive things to the table of what you think we can do. I mean, we can talk for frustrations all night, but bring some positive ideas to the table and let us take them back to our police, our mayors, our prosecutor. That's what they want to hear. We want to hear some positive things.
Well, and you need this component because, you know, if Canton's supposed to is to overcome some of the economic difficulties we have to get these kids and young people to work.
That's right.
And then that increases the tax base. And it all just kind of works together.
That's right.
Working. Awesome.
That's right.
All right, well, it's 26 minutes after 10 o'clock on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Let me tell you what else we've got coming up, by the way, in just a couple of moments before we head out of here. I've got Rachel Sutherland from Fox News Radio joining me in, I want to say, about 10 minutes or so from now. And it actually is kind of on a kind of what we're talking about here, because one of the biggest pushes now in this country since the last few weeks, from the shootings in Florida and what we had going on at Jackson and the suicides in Perry, gun control has now seemingly take a center stage in whatever form or verse that is.
Right.
And while I don't believe we're ever going to completely eliminate guns in this country, there are some things happening in state legislatures here, even in Ohio. Florida has some news that they're kind of pushing through, but I think where a lot of folks thought Florida was going to just start banning guns, no, they're wanting to arm teachers. I wonder how that flies in today's society. It's almost scary to me to think that we have to have teachers armed in the classroom.
But I don't think it flies too high. I really don't. Yeah.
All right, well, that's all coming up at 11:35. We're going to take a break right now, and we've got news coming up. Reverend Moss, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Gary, for having me.
Get that, what's that time and date for this event?
It's this coming Wednesday, the 7th, and it's from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
And where?
At the North Library on 25th Street Northwest, 189 25th Street Northwest.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Need more Gary in your life? Here's show podcasts at